What's up, everybody out there? Bryce and Michael RC here, and I told you guys that I would do this, but I haven't gotten around to it quite yet. I did the unboxing for this, but I haven't done a review. I was also going to do a little video to show my subscribers who may not have a GoPro Session the app itself and how the app works. I've actually got the video for how the app works and stuff. I just haven't uploaded it yet, so I do apologize for that. I might put it into this video, or I might redo it and upload it later, because when I did it, it was right after the unboxing, and I didn't really know how to use it all that much, and so I was kind of just stumbling around. Now that I've had some time to use it, I've done several flights with it, I've recorded several videos with it, I've had a ball with it. Now I can actually give you guys an honest, fair review of the GoPro Session. So this is the GoPro. I think it's I see online all the time Hero 4, Hero 5 Session, but my box just said GoPro Session. So I'm thinking that it's a Hero 4, maybe a Hero 5. I think it might be a Hero 4. It's just a GoPro Session. I don't know if there's two different ones, or if there's just one, or people are mislabeling their videos or not. But this is a GoPro Session. We'll start out here. Right here on the side, there's this little tab. You just pull it, bam! That opens up like that. And you can see that this little tab here is waterproof. It's got this little pop-out section here that, when pressed in, it goes into this little spot here and creates a seal to waterproof that little open area right there. So you've got this little USB port there, so you can plug it into the computer and get all the stuff off of your micro SD card. It takes this real tiny micro SD card here. So I've got a 32 in there. You can put pretty much whatever size you want, as long as it's a micro SD card that fits. Now, the one thing that I will say about this part of it is the SD card goes up as a slant. Doesn't go straight in, it's at a slant. So it would go in. I'm trying to see how you guys could see this. It goes in like that. See how that is? So I haven't had any trouble with it, but I've heard from people who say that if you put it in wrong, you can lose your SD card in there. I don't see how, because my SD card's pretty wide for the little tiny slot in there, and I wouldn't see how else it would go. But don't take my word for it. I have heard other people say that, so go ahead and just kind of keep cautious about that, you know, just in case, just a maybe. That might be true, might be a true story. Now, moving on from this little door, because that's all that's inside that little door, that closes, snaps, and it's shut. We're going to roll it over. This side's just a flat area here. You see the Hero Session on that area there. And then you get to the top. There's this little tiny screen here and one button. Now what you do is one quick push, and it starts recording in 1080p, 60 frames per second. And then in order to get it to stop, just push it again, and it stops. Now if you don't want to record, what you can do, this is another quick feature. So you hold it. Now you're doing the stop motion, or whatever it's called, where it takes a ton of pictures. God, it's escaping my mind right now what this is called. So, but it's just taking a bunch of pictures. I really don't like it all that much, so I don't ever use it. So then you just push it to get it to stop. Then both fast features, that just shuts right off as soon as it's done. So now the next thing we're going to go to is the back here. And the back has this one button right down here at the very bottom. You can see it has a Wi-Fi signal thing there, and then a little punctuation or exclamation mark with a circle around it. You've got video here, and then this is basically showing what your quick things do up here. So one's video, and one's that little thing where it takes a ton of pictures. You can see this little dent in the side. That's not naturally there. That is actually from a bolt that's on one of my quadcopters. I had it in just a little too tight, too snug up against the bolt, and it must have jammed on the ground and created that little dent right there. I think it looks pretty cool myself, but you know. Anyways, this little button down here is what allows you to cycle through the menu. So you give it a good 2 taps, 1, 2, and now the menu comes on. It starts out by showing you if you're not on it for very long, it automatically shuts off. So you've got to do it within a certain amount of time. We're going to go ahead and double click it again. It's going to come on. Starts out with your regular video showing you what's on that. You can go here and it says inner photo mode, where you can go through and do the different photo mode, the different settings. You do your camera video settings here. Push it again. This is your app settings, RC settings, because this is made for drones, basically. And then add new. So this is your select controls, add new, and then you exit. And in order to click on any one of these, all you've got to do is use this button up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to app. We're going to click app. It shows a little check mark down there. Then shows right here the Wi-Fi signal that's letting off. And then it shows you right here it blinks blue. Now as long as you have that on and you have the app on your phone, then you just open the app up, hit connect to camera, and then as soon as you connect it to the camera, it automatically connects to the drone. So you can actually turn your phone off and take the app, shut the app down and everything. And as long as this blue light up here is still blinking, you can connect your app to it and start it immediately, and start it by hitting record on your phone and stuff. The app is very, very easy to use. See, now it looks like it's off. You can still see that blue flashing every now and then. The app is very easy to use. I'm not going to get into the app on this. This is just a review of the session here, kind of just a quick run through of how to use it. I'm going to go ahead and go through and turn that off. And now it shouldn't have any more blinking light up here. It blinks. There's a little light here at the very top, and there's a little light down here on the back. So on each one of these points where my fingers are, there's a light. That shows you blinking red if it's recording or taking pictures, or blue for the Wi-Fi, and that's the only 2 colors that it has. So for the purpose that I have it for, I love it. This is not a vlog camera. This is not a camera that you're going to want to go out and start vlogging with. You can if you want to. By all means, do it if you want to. If you have a editing software that you can bring the volume up on by a lot, then by all means use this. But remember, this thing is waterproof, so it's muffled. I don't know if you've ever used a GoPro or one of the action cams or anything before that actually have the case that goes around it to protect it from getting any water or anything in it. It's real muffled. You can barely hear anything. So this was just a little bit better than GoPros with a case around them, but it's still a little muffled. And it picks up low stuff really good, but it doesn't pick up high stuff very good. So you want to get on there and raise the volume. One of the good things about this for recording is live music. I found that out with my live music vlog. I didn't have to turn up the volume or anything because the volume is so loud through the music. And being that this is muffled, it doesn't get too loud, so it doesn't have any of that extra extremely loud static or anything in it. It actually records the music fairly well. It's almost just like it sounds live. So I really like that. I was pleasantly surprised with that. But what this was particularly made for was quadcopters, because people were taking the big action camera and sticking it to their quadcopters. There was a lot of requests for a smaller camera. And what a lot of pilots started moving to, instead of using GoPros, was the run cams, because the run cams were small and they could fit flat on top of the quadcopter. So GoPro had to come out with something different so they could compete with run cam with the same good quality of GoPro, but the smallness of a run cam. Run cams aren't as good quality as GoPro. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to make that statement. I'm just not, because the run cam has a session like run cam 4, I think it is. Is it 3 or 4? I think it might be 4. The only thing I don't like about it, the one thing that I like about this one more than the run cam, is the run cam's frickin' orange. This is black. I like the gray-black, sleek, classy look of the GoPro. It just looks professional. The orange, I just don't like it. It looks like a camera that went to prison. Camera in a prison suit. So, anyways, let me just show you guys a little feature. So GoPro went ahead and made the Session to fit perfectly on a quadcopter. Just like that. You can get mounts that tilt it upward, mounts that set it up here, all sorts of stuff, but basically, I just want to show you this. It's basically the perfect width of the quadcopter, because it's made specifically for quadcopters. Now this will fit perfectly. People were having trouble on 180s and smaller on fitting the bigger GoPros, and people were saying, well, you can't carry a GoPro on that, you can't carry a GoPro on that, because they were using the bigger GoPros. But now with the Session, you can put them on a lot more quadcopters, giving people a bigger market for quadcopters and GoPros together. It's second to none as far as I'm concerned. I had a action camera that was exactly like a GoPro. Flew the bigger ones with the GoPro style action cameras and the bigger ones, and I tell you what, flying with a Session and flying with a bigger GoPro is just night and day difference to me as a beginner. I don't know about experienced pilots who've been flying with bigger GoPros for a while, are probably used to it, so they can probably fly a little bit better with the bigger ones in the Session. But to me, the Session is just a whole lot different. There's a lot less wind resistance and all that different stuff. So it's very, very durable. You can see on the front here, it's got some scratches right here. It's got some scratches along the back. It's got the dent in it. So you know that I've used this a few times, and it is extremely durable. I love how durable this GoPro is. I've slammed it into the ground. I've crashed with it several times because I am a beginner, and it is still running in tip-top good condition. Now that I've gotten to what I like about it, what I've shown you guys what I like about it, I'm going to go ahead and end this video with the cons part of my discussion. And my biggest con with this, and correct me if I'm wrong, and you're more than allowed to, but I've looked all around online to see if you can. I just don't think you can. It doesn't have a battery that you can switch out for another battery. So basically, if you only have enough money for one GoPro Session, because it's on the low end pricing of the GoPros, but it's still fairly expensive for people who don't really have that much money, especially when you're just getting into the hobby of drones, and drones cost a pretty good, fair amount of money. So if you don't have enough money for a GoPro Session, then you're pretty much shot out of luck. But if you do have enough money for a GoPro Session, you might only get one sometimes, and maybe you're going to be out all day filming and you don't want to have to recharge it. But with this, I haven't been able to find anybody who's been able to show how to change the battery. It doesn't say how to change the battery, in the manual, so I don't think the battery can be changed, and that just, to me, that sucks. I don't know why we're living in a day and age where anything doesn't allow you to change its battery. You know, you should be able to change batteries on everything, but you can't on the Session. I would buy several extra batteries if I could. Another thing that I dislike about it is it heats up, and I don't know why. And when I'm flying with it with a quadcopter, then it's usually okay. You know, I don't usually have any problems. But when I'm sitting here, you know, with it on a stand recording my band, or when I'm recording something, you know, that I want to have in 1080p with that GoPro quality, it tends to heat up. The front screen gets really, really hot. And I'll tell you from experience, from owning GoPros and such before, that if you let it get hot too many times in a row consecutively all the time, then this little spot inside here, the underneath the lens, down in here, will develop a bubble in it. And then you'll have this little smudge in your camera view, and the whole camera will be ruined. You got to make sure that you watch this. If it starts getting hot, go ahead and turn it off. You don't want to risk the quality of video that you get from this and ruin it and have to switch to one of those cheaper ones, because this gives you really, really good quality. So those are my two main cons. I don't really have any other con with it because I love it so much. It gets hot and it doesn't have an external battery. But the good thing about it, guys, is it gets hot. If it gets hot and messes that up, there is a warranty on these GoPros, which is amazing, where they will fix it. If, like this is damaged here, if it gets damaged, you can get it replaced, you can get it fixed. GoPro has some awesome warranty things set up for you to get covered and protect your investment. So that's a really good thing about GoPro. Anyways, that's been my review of the GoPro Session. Now that I've had time to use it, I've had time to actually give a fair, honest, and balanced review of the GoPro Session that I think is fair anyways, and might be able to help you decide if you want to go ahead and go with the GoPro or not. I think the next camera that I am gonna get is the Prisoner camera, the Run Cam. That's just like this, just so I can do a comparison. I've seen the video from them, and they're actually pretty decent. I just don't like the bright orange. I don't like well, my current quadcopter that I fly, I don't really care about the color scheme right now. So it's got all sorts of different colors on it. But once I start actually getting serious and get into doing freestyle events and doing racing events and things like that, then I'm going to want a color scheme and make my drone look nice. And I just, that's why I bought a Rotor Riot. I bought a Rotor Riot Run Cam FPV camera because it was black. It was between that and the owl one because it was black, because that'll match any color scheme that I do. I just don't like the bright orange Run Cam. I don't. Why do you have to make so many of your cameras bright orange? I know that's your thing. I know. But Prisoner's jumpsuits are orange. Jesus. Do something different. Not orange. Make like a teal colored camera. You know? Like, you know how is it Xiaomi that made like a yellow camera, or maybe even a tealish colored camera? You know, go with something different. Be your own company. Use orange. Copy off of Prisoners, especially when it has a big square with the number 4 on the side. Makes it look even more like a Prisoner camera. But I heard they're good. I mean, the color on them is really good. So I just don't know how they perform and stuff. And they're actually, I think they're $100 cheaper than the Sessions, so it might be worth it. But I really, really like this camera. I don't know about the strength and durability of the Run Cam, but this one, this whole front part here, that's metal. I don't know if you can see it in this camera, but you can see the metal shining through. This front part is metal. I've seen these things wrecked like crazy, and I've only seen a few videos where they've actually been shattered and broken. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I'm Bryce Michael RC. This has been the GoPro Session review. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one.